Hi, my name is Leah Gedahun, and I'm your host for this episode of College and Career Readiness Podcast. Today we're joined by our special guest, Carol, from Biola University. Before we start our interview, remember to take control of your future. Join the California Army National Guard and serve your community during local and state emergencies. You'll learn marketable skills, earn a paycheck, and get money for school. Contact Sergeant Aquino today at 916-233-7615. So, Carol, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, Leah.
So, let's get started. What do you love about the school that you're representing?
Yeah, so I actually graduated from Biola University, so I'm a little biased towards it for sure. I think Biola University, it's a very unique school. We're a private Christian university located in Southern California, so right on the border of LA County, Orange County. And I just love the location, the community. It's a pretty small, medium-sized school. We're 4,000 undergraduate students and 2,000 graduates. So it really creates an environment where you are seen, known, and can be poured into.
And what made you want to become a college recruiter?
Yeah, so I feel like no one dresses up as an admissions counselor for Halloween, right? It's not like a career that you really think of until you're in higher education. I got a student job in the admissions office when I was a student worker there. And my job was to go to high schools and college fairs, kind of recruiting. That was my first exposure to this world. And I thought it was really neat. I really enjoyed it. I love talking and basically got paid to be an extrovert and to talk about my own experience at Biola as a student. So there was an opening after I graduated, and I applied for it, and I got it, and it was just amazing. So I'm one of the senior counselors, and my job is to recruit, admit, and enroll students.
All right. So what are some programs that your school is most known for?
Yeah, our program, nursing. we have 40 majors, 80 concentrations. Some of our top 10 majors include biology, psychology, nursing for sure, and film and kinesiology.
And what would you say is the acceptance rate for these programs?
Yeah, well, all we're looking for is a 3.0 unweighted GPA and 1,000 on the SAT or 19 on the ACT. And as an all-Christian campus, so all students, staff, and faculty are believers. So if a student professes to the faith and they have all the requirements that they're most likely going to get in. So our acceptance rate would be around in the 80%. Okay. Our students, depending on our nursing program, does have separate requirements. Our film and music program does as well. So those acceptance rate can vary depending on the program too.
Do you guys offer any merit-based scholarships?
Yes. Our biggest scholarship that we offer is our freshman academic scholarship, which ranges, we just got the new numbers yesterday. It ranges from $6,000 to $20,000 you can get per year, and that's automatic to the student. It's based off your unweighted GPA and your SAT and or ACT scores. So the higher those are, the more scholarship money there is available, and that's automatically given to the student upon admission, and they are it's not first come first serve. The funds don't run out. It's automatic for all students depending on their grades and their scores.
All right, let's talk about your campus life a little bit.
Yeah.
What activities are there to do outside of campus?
Yeah, I like to say, Biola, you can never be bored. There's always something going on. I think the common misconception is, as a Christian school, there are no sororities or fraternities, so they're like, what's there to do? Well, there's so much. At Biola, we love traditions, so we have school-wide traditions. In the fall, we have something called Nation Ball, which is a school-wide dodgeball game, literally dorm against dorm. People dress up in their dorm colors, and they just go at it in the gym. My introverted roommates did not like that at all, but I loved it. It was the best time of my life. And then we have something in the spring called Mock Rock, which is the lip-syncing dance competition, and it's a whole community-based performance. All students perform against each other, so it'd be groups of 50 or 70 students competing against one another, and our staff and faculty are our judges, and they get graded based upon costumes and what to do. And how they're performing and how they're lip singing, and people take that very seriously. They start camping the night before, so it kind of feels like Black Friday. Yeah, it's really fun. So those are school-wide things. We have 9 dorms on our campus, so every dorm has different traditions as well. One of our an all-female dorm that we have called Alpha, they do something during Halloween called Candyland, in which all the girls on their floor in that dorm decorate their doors like Candyland, the board game, and we invite kids from the community to go trick-or-treating there. That way, it creates a safe space, right? We're in our campus, and our students parents are not worried about whether there's going to be something in their candy. So it's a good outreach opportunity. We have over 50 clubs and ministries. If you love rock climbing and hiking and camping, we have an adventure club. If you love, we're 30 minutes from the beach, right? So we have a scuba diving club as well. If a student is interested, like playing tag or hide and seek, we have a hide and seek club, and it's literally the hardest club to find on campus. Just kidding, it's not really hard to find. But that did happen to one of my friends. She couldn't find where they were going to meet at. But and they just play hide and seek on campus on Friday night. So those are just some of the things. And if you're passionate about social justice and fighting social injustices in the world, we have a a club that partners with nonprofit organizations in the community. So there's always something going on, whether outside the classroom, inside the classroom, or even outside of campus too.
All right. And what type of opportunities are there for campus employment, if any?
Yeah, so virtually every office has some sort of student worker, right? I worked in the accounting office when I was a student, and I was not a math major. I was a psychology major, nothing related to my major or my program, but I loved my time there. I did front desk and did as a cashier. We have student tour guides. We have people working at the front desk in the cafeteria. If a student is involved in student government in high school, at a college level, our student government positions are actually paid positions. So every dorm has a dorm representative or someone to represent the voices of their dorms. Being student government president is a paid position too, as is vice president. And if you love planning events, then there is a position for that. So there's a lot of ways that you can kind of take the skills or things that you were doing in high school and continue that and get paid for it. So we don't allow our students to work more than 25 hours a week. So there definitely be part-time. We know that a student is a student first, and they have different priorities. So they have a final or a class to go to. Unlike an outside employer, we're just like, hey, go to your class. You can come back whenever you have time. So yeah, pretty flexible.
In the United States Army and Army Reserve, leadership is earned every day. In addition to earning leadership, you can earn up to $80,000 towards your college degree. For more information, contact Staff Sergeant Coombe at 916-214-6457.
All right, so making connections is a key component in any career. Yes. So with that being said, do you guys offer any internship programs to give your students a chance to make those connections?
Yeah, I mean, our location is super important, right? We're right in the border of LA County, Orange County, 30 minutes from Disneyland, 30 minutes from the beach. So there's just a lot of local businesses around there, organizations. If you're nursing, so many clinics, Children's Hospital of OC, Children's Hospital of LA, Kaiser's there. There's just an endless amount of opportunities. And nowadays, it's all about who you know, right, and connections and getting those internships. And as a smaller school, we're 4,000 undergraduate students. Again, like I said, we're really focused on who you are and what you want to do. So our professors are our best resources for internships. I had a friend who was a public relations major at Biola, and she got an internship with Jimmy Kimmel, the late night show, and she was the audience manager, and now she works for IMAX Studios. And those are just some of the ways in which your professors can be a resource for that. My senior year at Biola, I had no idea where to go, what to do, and I had to do an internship to graduate. So I go to my professor, whom at that point I had for several classes, and I tell him, hey, like, I don't know where to go. And he says, Carol, don't worry, there's an internship opportunity for you that I know. He connects me with this church, and I go to that church, I interview for this internship, and I get it. And that church showered me with gifts. They gave me a scholarship, they gave me a Disney pass, and things that I was not even looking for. And I think back, like, I was kind of set to go to UC, and all these things that I was exposed to, I would have never gotten exposed to maybe at a bigger school, because I probably would have gotten lost in the crowd. And my professors were the ones that were partnering me with their own resources and their own internship opportunities. We do have a career development center, kind of like a college and career center, where their sole purpose is to find internships on campus or off campus as well. Different departments do different events. Our business department puts on a business fair for just their business majors. So our students kind of dress up in their suits, bring some business cards and resumes, and those are all employers or organizations that are looking for interns as well. So we're constantly bringing outside people onto our campus and also exposing them outside as well.
All right, let's talk about some demographics. What is your student-to-staff ratio?
Our student-to-faculty ratio is 15-1. So pretty small. 75% of our classes are 25 students or less. A lot of the students, so what's unique about Biola is that all students will take 10 Bible classes as well, which equals to Biblical Studies minor. So because all students are taking the Bible classes, those can be pretty large. So you'll definitely get that kind of big UC school feel. They can be up to 100 students. But the more you get into your major, the smaller your classes get. a lot of majors, you will take the same professors for different classes. I had a class that was only 8 students, and it was kind of weird because I come from a public high school, and I was like, this is weird. We're just sitting around a table. But it just really created, again, that opportunity for relationship and rapport that you can build with the professor. So typically very, very small. Mm-hmm.
All right, and are there any clubs or organizations dedicated to certain racial groups like BSU or?
Yes, we do have BSA, we have Maharlika, which is our Pacific Islander group. We have Unidos, which is for Latinos on campus. We also have affinity groups. So affinity groups are students who who identify as a certain ethnicity or race. So we have, for example, for Latinas on campus, for all student, staff, and faculty Latinas, we have something called BEAS. For African American women and staff and faculty, we have something called Chocolate Chat. For men, African American men, we have Iron Sharpens Iron. So there's many different ones. And it's just to create a space for students to kind of process their own ethnic identity and what it means to be a Christian and a certain race or ethnicity at the same time, and while they're learning in their career. And we do a lot of fun things. I'm part of the BEAS group on campus. As a fellow Latina, it's just, it's really exciting just seeing what it looks like to be a Latina and a Christian in this environment, and how I, as a professional now, can pour into a student who when I was once in their steps, right? And before then, when I was in school, we didn't have a thing like that. So now we do have different groups for different ethnicities and that's on top of the clubs and ministries that we have too.
All right, and one last question. Yeah. Inderkum is such a diverse school, so diversity is a big part in a lot of our seniors deciding where to go. So with that being said, what would you say is your most predominant race on campus?
Yeah, so we are 47% Caucasian or white, so it's still considered a predominantly white institution. And then the next demographic would be 20% Latino, and then it'd be 18% Asian American, and then it kind of breaks down from there. So we are definitely increasing our efforts into diversify the campus a little bit more, considering our location, LA, right? It's a super, Southern California is super diverse. Yeah. So historically, Biola has been predominantly white, but we are going towards more diversity and diversifying our student body and class. Hence why we do a lot of things. We have a scholarship called Leaders Engaging and Advancing Diversity, which is students who are passionate about engaging their own cultural identity and also learning about different cultures and ethnicities while learning about their own. Biola hosts the largest conference on racial reconciliation in the nation. So, and that's for all Christian colleges and universities. Christian colleges and universities, so all around the nation, people come to our conference, and that's held on our campus. So we're really passionate about, we know that God has created all of us in different different cultures, and we want to celebrate that and be representative of that. So we're constantly making efforts and doing different things on campus and off campus to kind of help that and steer away from the typical, what was once considered a Biola education, which was only white. It's like, well, no, our society is diverse, so our school should also be diverse.
Get the skills to be a beauty professional. We offer hands-on training alongside creative artists and industry leaders in a fully equipped modern salon through our cosmetology, barbering, and aesthetics program. Call 916-418-7223 or visit federico.edu and start your new career today.